Thanks. It's a case that should put some fear into drug dealers. An Albuquerque man is now charged with murder, accused of supplying his ex-girlfriend with drugs she OD'd on. Even the DA's office admits these kinds of charges are rare. News 13's Jim Winchester joins us now with details.
Dean, whether Edward Perea forced his ex-girlfriend to take the drugs or not, the DA's office says it doesn't matter. He's responsible for her murder.
On January 13th, 2008, 20-year-old Shannon Rodriguez was found dead on the living room floor of an apartment near Central in Louisiana. Police investigated, found her ex-boyfriend, Edward Perea, at the apartment, but made no arrests.
At the time, all indications appeared that it was some sort of overdose.
This is the initial report filed by police noting an undetermined death. The Office of the Medical Examiner eventually ruled it an accidental overdose on liquid morphine. But the case was reopened 6 months later after Rodriguez's mother heard that Perea told friends that he gave Shannon the morphine. The follow-up investigation lasted almost 2 years. Investigators found out that Perea had bought the liquid morphine on the street, but there still wasn't enough to get an indictment until May of 2010, when cold case investigators got a break. Perea was arrested for domestic violence against a new girlfriend.
It was learned that he had threatened his current girlfriend that he would do the same thing to her, essentially, that he would essentially overdose his current girlfriend just like he had done his past one.
Those threats not only implicated himself, but also raised the possibility that Perea may have forced the morphine down Rodriguez's throat. His current girlfriend told police what Perea did to her during a second domestic violence incident.
And he had held her down, threatened again to do like I did Shannon, and tried to put Xanax down her throat to overdose her on other drugs. So we think there's a pattern there.
And once again, the DA's office says that it would have gone for murder charges whether Perea forced his ex-girlfriend to take the morphine or not. Perea is also charged with drug trafficking and domestic violence. Dean, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you. The district attorney's office says it is difficult to charge drug dealers with murder since tracing the drugs back to the source is often nearly impossible. But in this case, detectives say they figured out where the prescription for the morphine was written and then traced it to Perea.
Lawmakers are getting down to work at the Roundhouse. Today, senators and representatives met for the first time with the governor's